Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports. And tonight we have two athletes that are brothers, and they're up at, where are you at, fellas?
Concordia, St. Paul.
All right. What I'd like you to do, tell our audience a little bit about yourselves.
I'll let Jalen go first.
So I'm the younger brother. My name is Jaylin Richardson. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. I graduated at Slugger High School in 2019. I was an early graduate, so graduated high school early. I originally went to the University of Northern Iowa. I was up there for about a year and a half, and then I transferred.
This is what I want you to tell on your story. Let's go back to kindergarten and talk about where you went, when you started playing sports, who were some of the mentors on the field and off the field. Run it on down.
From kindergarten?
From kindergarten. This is your, hold it. The people don't know you.
They can Google me, man. But
oh, you got it like that, baby boy?
Yeah. Kindergarten, shoot, I played with the Red Raiders flag football team.
And give those coaches that help you get to where you're at, give them their props, mention who they are and the teams you
I don't remember a lot. I didn't really have coaches that stuck with me until I hit like Pop Warner and up like that. So after I played flag football for Red Raiders, then I played for Piper Pirates, Piper Chargers, and that's when Coach Mack stuck with me. Coach Mo, Tori's dad, he stuck with me. Going up the ladder, Coach Steph stuck with me.
What position was you playing also? They need to know all of that.
I'm played running back my whole life. I played quarterback for the Gators too, back in Pop Warner. But I always played running back. That's the position I play in college too.
All right. And what high school did you go to?
Hbcu High School, Kansas City, Kansas.
Run down your freshman year to your senior year.
Okay, freshman year I started at Turner High School, which is in Kansas City, Kansas. Went there freshman, sophomore year. Transferred to Hbcu, played my junior and senior year at Hbcu.
Can you tell our audience a little bit any figures that you put up or as a running back?
Throughout my career, I was a 5,000-yard rusher. So my whole career, I was 5,000-yard rusher. I was first team, all league, all 4 years. I was player of the year my junior year. Honorable mention, second team all state junior year. I was invited to Nike opening sophomore year. I had over 20 Division I scholarships going into my senior year.
Next question. Did you ever give it any thought to going to a HBCU?
Yeah. Arkansas Pine Bluff recruited me. That was different from, all the other schools and stuff. Just the atmosphere and everything. Nope.
All right.
It was different from like different feel, like coaching staff wise from all the other schools and stuff, but that was the only one.
Do you see what's happening now with HBCUs?
Yeah.
All right. So what was the determining factor where you went?
So I originally was signed to University of Kansas to play football there. And like a week before signing day, they pulled my scholarship because they over-recruited. So then I was trying to reach out to wherever I could go. And then that's when I ended up at Northern Iowa. And then got there, got bigger, stronger, faster. And then that just didn't work out for me. So I ended up transferring here.
how Cascade Sports is home to student athlete. Let's talk about your transition from high school to college, not only in the game, in education. What's that like? What was that like for you? Or and as right now?
Well, I was always ahead of the game. I graduated early, so I was in college a semester early. Um, it was different, all my friends being in high school and I'm in college already. But I was prepared. I say I was prepared. So just learning how to manage time and things like that. But it wasn't a big change for me.
Do you come from a family that have any athletic prowess?
Yeah, a whole lot of athletic. My mom played volleyball, basketball. Dad played baseball, football. Uh, my uncle played at Arizona State. He had a chance to go to NFL. Uh, Cousins played football. So yeah,
I know
we got
having
along.
your brother on the program. A lot of times when you get the brothers and the sisters and all of that, they not the apple don't fall too far from the tree. In the sports, especially in our community, sports is a major outlet for us. How was speaking of that? How did playing sports at a young age affect you as you look back?
Shoot, it saved my life at times. It helped me growing up. We grew up on 30th Street, so we witnessed a lot of gang violence, a lot of shooting, a lot of drugs, all that. So everybody knew, like, me and my brother played sports, so it's like, don't mess with them. They got a future ahead of them.
In our community, I'm
Yeah.
saying if you go to our network and listen to every one of the stories like we're doing here, all of us come from the same background, same hoods, and what have you. And even the gangsters be like, "Hey, leave that boy alone. Leave him alone. They trying to go to school. They trying to do what's right."
Yeah, we get that a lot. So we didn't really get messed with, but like we didn't have situations, house getting robbed, house getting shot up, stuff like that, scary moments like that give you a different outlook on life. But yeah, football changed our
You
life.
have to compete though. That's the thing. What why we created Cascade Sports, to get our story out there, because our story is different from everybody else's story, for real, for real. Where we come from, them suburban schools, they have like 3, 4, 5 gyms even. You be having one gym, everybody got to share it, and you got to be playing against things, and yet you overcome. And that's why we have you on the show, so that a younger athlete, and I tell them all, you're not the first ones to grow up without a dad or have problems and this and that. Listen to the stories. If you put in your work, you're going to get there. So with that being said, how do you like it where you're at now?
I love it. It's a great atmosphere. It's a Christian school, so pays it challenges our faith part too. Great people. I like it here.
You like it there? What kind of numbers have you do you look to put up, or what, where you going there?
Yeah, I'm looking to be an All-American this year. Average 5 yards a carry. Be 1,000-yard rusher first season. So just some little personal accolades.
Uh, what would you consider your best attributes?
The fact that I'm a 3-down back, I can catch, run, block. Just like we had a game yesterday, I was the leading receiver, rushing yard. I was leading receiving yard, reception yard.
Run that down to him.
Yeah. They didn't give us the official numbers. We had meetings earlier today, but they did tell me I was the leading receiver in receiving yards, leading, and rushing yards. I had the most yards in special teams, so it's just like I'm
Did y'all
versatile.
win?
Unfortunately, we lost yesterday.
All right. That all the special accolades, but I know being a team player, you turn all that in for the win.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do in life?
I want to be a professional athlete. If that doesn't work out, then own my own business. So
What as what? That's blank on my own business.
either shoe and retail.
Retail.
Uh,
All right. We're gonna get down to your big brother. He gave you pardon me, please. I'm handing this over to my little brother. I'll wait. All right, who we got here?
Jake Richardson. I am the older brother in the Richardson family. And I also attend Concordia St. Paul.
Hey, Jake, go ahead and run it down. You know what they want to know. Kenny, go on up, baby boy.
All right. So I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. We grew up together, in the same house and everything, Kansas City, Kansas. But growing up, let's see, who did I play with? I played with flag football. I don't remember who I played with flag football. That was a long time ago.
Right.
I remember playing with the KC Panthers, though, Pop Warner, and also the KC Cowboys. Who else did we have? Growing up, I say Coach Block.
Suburban.
You said what?
South Suburban League.
Yeah, South Suburban League. Yeah.
All
so that's when. So in that league, it's no. It's not like Pop Warner where you have like different like weight, like you have to meet like a certain weight requirement to play. Like in the South Suburban League, it's like more so like just an age requirement type thing. Like if you,
I own South Suburban basketball right now.
Oh, for real?
And I probably, if you go to Cascade Sports and put in football, you probably been interviewed. Calvin Shelby, I'm going to say Benny Shelby just passed away.
Really?
Yeah. A week and a half ago. So go. You see, talking about where we come from?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Man, dang, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. But yeah, after that, I went to middle school technically at Northwest. I did 6th and 7th grade there. But then I did my 8th grade year at Sumner Academy, 8th and freshman year there. And then I ended up going to a prep school in Minnesota. And I did sophomore to senior year there. And
what was you playing? Tell them what you was playing, what position you were playing.
Okay. So when I first got there, I was mainly strictly basketball. Like I wasn't even playing football when I first got there, which is the crazy thing. Like I got recruited there to play basketball, and I was like helping out my grandma because our nana at the time, she was going through a lot, and so I made sure that somebody was taking care of her and everything like that. So I went up there and taking care of her, going to school and everything like that. And I was playing basketball. I was a small forward, and I was playing. I don't know if you heard him, like Jalen Suggs. He just got drafted. Chet Holgren, he's like the #1 projected pick for this upcoming year. So playing with guys like that, like, and then at a school like that, basketball is like the thing there. But I started hitting the weight room, and then the football coach and then some of the guys on the team was like, "Man, you ever thought about playing football?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm not thinking about football, man. Get out of my face. I'm a basketball player." And so they just kept edging it on. And then one day I was like, I'm going to come out and watch a practice. So I came out and watched the practice, and I was like, I could definitely play with these guys. And so I remember I came to that next practice, like that next day, came to practice, and I was doing my thing, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to start playing football again. So even though I was still playing basketball, like I started to get back in the groove of football. And then, boom, next thing I know, it was like poetry in motion. So in that defensive scheme, I was an outside linebacker. And so it was like a Von Miller, Khalil Mack type of backer, like a rush in, outside backer type position. And so
that beef was coming out and now you didn't want to tiptoe through the tulips with the basketball. You want
Nah,
something.
I was ready to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was ready to hit, especially being at a school like that. You want to show out, any way possible in more ways than one. So even though people knew I could play basketball, it was like, why not also show out for football? Because Uncle Parnell, and that's the uncle that he played at Arizona State, he went to high school in Minnesota. And the community in Minnesota, it's like the same in Kansas City where everybody kind of knows everybody. And everybody knew that was my uncle and how great of an athlete he was. And so, when people would come to the basketball games, they'll kind of like tease me a little bit and like make jokes at me like, man, like, you might have had a good game, but your uncle used to do this and that, and he played football and this and that. So I'm like, all right, man, let me get right. So played football, started doing my thing. And then accolades, I had every accolade you could probably think of. I'm not gonna lie to you. First team all conference, first team all state, all metro. Led the state sacks and tackles for loss. I was talking about every college team you could probably talk to. I remember
I'm cutting you off. You know how I am with these HBCUs, bro.
Yeah, so it's funny you say that. When I first transferred out of SD, I was debating on either coming here or to the HBCU, and my brother, trying to get me here and everything, and HBCU that I was there for like 2 weeks, Mississippi Valley State, and I was down there. Great atmosphere. Love the college campus as far as like how the students interact with everybody. Like being on the yard with everybody, seeing how everybody interacts. Like, man, that's it. I would highly encourage guys to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel just so welcome, just so early. Like it was, the food there is good, the people there good.
And the
facility wise,
this to you, because I want the audience to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you athletes appreciate where you're at, and them people are doing great things for you. But when you experience to get on one of them campuses and everybody looks like you and everybody comes from the same background, it's a whole different educational experience. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely welcoming for me because going to the prep school that I came from, Minnehaha Academy it's a primarily white school. And then also being at University of South Dakota, it was like the same type of story. And so then, being a minority, and then going to a HBCU for those 2 weeks, it's like, dang, like, this is like really welcoming, especially having the food and the atmosphere, like everybody's just like you, what I'm saying? They love the same things that you love, and, they dress how you dress, they listen to the same music you listen to and everything. And it's just really cool just to,
it's a nurturing atmosphere when it comes to the academics and and your social calendar.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a big part of sports that has been taken out of our control through major media, taking our high school athletes and them not understanding there is a choice in these Division I's, and the more that they make that choice, the more money comes to those schools because the media is going to follow the talent.
Right.
And the shoe companies are going to follow the talent. And LeBron James was one of the first major that really got the attention of saying, hey, buddy, I'm the talent. Y'all don't tell me who to hire, what to do. I'll cut the deals and you'll go with the deal or you won't have me there. And we haven't had as athletes. Now, I want you to talk to that a little bit, just as an athlete. How do you feel about being empowered?
Oh man, it feels lovely. It's bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie, because even with like the deals, like since the NIL have been, releasing everything like that, it feels great to know that you can call the shots and like, starting these different partnerships with these businesses and things like that. It feels great and everything to know that you're wanted. However, it's kind of bittersweet in the sense that when you have to hire a team to represent you, it's like, dang, like, how do I know, who's the right fit for me? You know what I'm saying? As far as like representation goes. And with that process, that's a whole process within itself. And if anybody is going through that, I highly encourage you to really do your background research on the people that's going to represent you, because at the end of the day, the people that represent you is a reflection of yourself. And so you don't want somebody, acting out of character or even taking money from you when they're doing these deals for you, because, that's just going to hurt you in the long run. So, but it's a bittersweet thing. Like, I love it. I love being able to call the shots and being, able to be in control and maneuver how I want to maneuver with different deals and things like that. But everything's always a process, though. It's always pros and cons to everything. But when you're in power, it's definitely more pros than cons because you're in control.
Yeah. All right. Let's double back on this subject. Jaylin.
Yeah.
Wake up. I want to know, how does it feel to play with your brother?
Words can't even describe. It's a blessing. Something we always talked about our whole life, like wanting to be on the same team playing with each other. So
especially crazy. With him on defense and you on offense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Tell me this. What's it like for you, Jay?
For me, honestly, man, it's a blessing, man. Because like Jalen said, we've been talking about this for years, like ever since we was younger. Because even like in AAU, like, how like they have those little tournaments where like you don't really, it's not like a serious tournament, so you can play with anybody. Like, we'll make sure we're on the same team. And growing up, we always tried to be on the same team. And since we couldn't do it in high school, it was like, man, we have to do it in college, especially with our resumes in high school. Him being an offensive player of the year, me being a defensive player of the year, and having like all of our accolades. It's like, man, if we could make this thing work, this could be really something dangerous.
How do you feel your parents and your family in general feel a sense of pride for what both of you all have accomplished? Talk about that if they say anything to you on those lines.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Our family talks highly of us, just because what we do is in the media. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're just talking up a storm. Like what we say, and even we don't even have to say anything at this point, because again, everything's in the media, so they see it, and they're super proud of us and everything. Even when we were in high school, like just the accomplishments that we're able to do, a lot of people aren't able to do the things that we do. And so when we're able to reach these type of milestones and to continue to build on top of them, of course your family's going to be proud because you're doing something that people really can't do. You know what I'm saying? So they love it. They speak highly of us. So we're not going to let them down.
All right. We're going to wind this up. But before we wind this up, I want both of you to, Jaylin, you lead off. What does Coach Terry Moore mean to you personally, and how do you feel he's helped influence you? Go ahead, Jaylin.
Personally, been in my life since elementary. Me and his son Tori, it's the same age. So we've always been around each other, playing together, football. He's, another father figure, someone you can go to, talk to, just really good people, that you find in this world that just come in your life and bless in your life that can help you out. Like he helped me get in contact with the Hbcu I was talking about earlier. Just stuff like that. People are always willing to help you out. So, I mean, he's played a part in my recruitment and just in life in general.
All right. Jake?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I could say the same exact thing for me. Like, but only thing that I say different is I didn't play with Tori obviously because I'm older, but I was playing with his older brother and older sister, not on the same team or nothing like that, but just like when we have open gym sessions and things like that, we will all hoop together, even work out together and things like that. So the camaraderie and the fellowship was always there with us. It was like a second family almost, you know what I'm saying? Like just somebody you could always go to, talk to, and feel no shame to talk about anything with them. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like a second family. And so I love it. The mentorship is definitely there. And it's a blessing to have them in our life for real, for real.
Hey, it's a blessing for Cascade Sports to hook him. Ow, baby! Because, hold it, who's making all this possible?
Ooh, that's a great question. Who making it possible, Jaylin?
Yeah,
Mo.
the coach.
Mm-hmm.
I the last maybe 10 interviews, y'all out of coaches camp. Y'all come through. He's like, hey, I got the media switch, and I'm putting all my people on Front Street.
Yeah.
And that's what coaches do. Good coaches, they look out from the cradle to the grave, basically, for their players.
Yes, sir.
And I want attention and hats off to Coach Moore.
Yes, sir.
All right. What I want Jalen you to do, and then I want you to follow up, Jake. Talk to a young freshman out of high school what they should be doing if they plan to play sports and get a scholarship. Jalen?
Number one, you're a student before you're an athlete. Get your grades right. Hit your books. Make sure your grades are on par because you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere if you ain't got the grades to get into school. Number two, get in the weight room. Set yourself apart. Be bigger, stronger, faster than anybody. And three, put it on film. When coaches turn on your film, the first 2 minutes, this is what they say they watch. And if you can't show them your best in your first 2 minutes, they're going to move on to the next. So those three things alone, get in the books, get out good grades, get in the weight room, get bigger, stronger, faster, keep your body up to par because it's physically demanding. I'm telling you that now. And then show out, do what you do, and put it on film. They'll come get you, no matter where you at.
For sure. For me, I say if you're a freshman right now, study. Not necessarily in the classroom. Of course, that's a given. You have to do that. As Jalen said, you're a student for an athlete, but more so study film. As the older you get, the higher levels you go, you start to realize it becomes more mental than physical. And so once you understand what your opponent is doing, it makes it much easier to make plays at any level because you already know what's coming at you and you're not surprised or anything. Another thing is be cautious of who you're hanging out around. Who you're around is a reflection of you and going to dictate honestly where you're going to end up becoming later on down the road. That's kind of what messed up my recruiting when I was in high school. Like I said, I had offers from any school you could probably name off, from SEC to Big Ten. And one decision that I didn't even make had costed me a lot of scholarships. So be cautious of who you're around because that could either make or break you, honestly. And the last thing is carry yourself like a professional. The older you get, the more structured things become, and you have to carry yourself in a certain manner that makes you stand out in a good way, because you have guys, you're going to be like, I don't know if I should be around him, or, he's not really a stand-up guy. You don't want that type of image or label on you. You carry yourself as a professional wherever you go. That way people know you're about business, and that way nobody's going to waste your time. You're not going to waste somebody else's time. So that's what I got.
I love it. I think I'm proud of the type of athletes that are coming out of KCK and Missouri and the achievements that are achieving and the obstacles that you had to overcome to get to this point. And as we say in closing, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.